Good morning, ladies, and happy Facebook Live Friday. My name's Heather Petherick, and you are joining me on our Facebook Live Friday episode today, where we're really talking about the lonely leader guilt and the 3 sneaky ways you may be suffering from your success, along with some ninja strategies to help you give guilt the finger. So, ladies, as you are piling on, hey, Tracy, thanks for being here quick this morning. Ladies, as you're piling in, I'm going to turn my camera around and show you what's going on outside of my office today. Can you see that? I live in a northern climate and we are getting another dump of snow today. We just, out from underneath a massive drift. Now we're getting hit with more. Woohoo! It is the winter that will never end. Anyway, Ashley, you're here as well. That's awesome, ladies. Thanks for joining me today. In our community the last couple of weeks, we have been lighting it up and talking about this phenomenon. In fact, it's called the lonely leader syndrome. I hope that you have checked out some of those. Tracy says, I just happened to come on and there you were. Here I am. So we've been talking the last couple of weeks in our private Facebook group for female business leaders of style, wit, and substance. We've been digging deep into this this phenomenon called the lonely leader syndrome. And as an extension of that today, I wanted to go a little bit deeper. I wanted to boil down to an experience that's very common for lonely leaders. And as a female business leader, whether you are leading within a large organization, a Fortune 500 or big mammoth organization, or whether you are leading a pretty intimate team and growing your own empire, this experience happens to many of us. It is universal to any female business leader that is really going for it and creating something beautiful, leveraging her natural gifts. And it's often as we become more specialized, as we become more successful, something happens, and it is called the paradox of leadership, where we become more isolated because we simply cannot find a lot of our peers. Not everyone is as ambitious, has the big vision, and is truly going for it. Post a 1 if you can relate to that. Being a lonely leader, feeling isolated, knowing not everybody gets it. Give me a thumbs up or a number 1 if that resonates with you, ladies. And one of the other things I think is really important to recognize is as leaders, often our community around us often thinks, oh, you're so successful, you're now in a strong leadership position, you're growing your team, building your business, whatever it is, or rising up the ladder. And people will falsely think, well, because you're successful, you don't have any challenges, right? You don't have any weaknesses or vulnerabilities, doubts, or fears. And baby, you and I both know that is not true. But the more specialized and successful we become, naturally we become more protective of who we share those fears, doubts, and our dreams with. Post a 2 if that resonates with you. So there are challenges. The truth is that there are challenges at every level. Jennifer, you're here. Oh my God. Jennifer, you're taking time out of your busy day at the Calgary Home and Garden Show. Awesome. I've been watching you on Instagram. Things look awesome. Congratulations and thanks for being here. The truth of the matter is that regardless of what level you are at in your business or organization, is that every new level provides a whole new bag of challenges. So it doesn't matter how successful you are, you have new challenges. But what often old friends, colleagues, and even our family do not realize is that we are seeing those challenges with entirely fresh eyes, new thinking. We see challenges from a whole new level, and we see opportunities through fresh new eyes that they just may not get because it's not their journey. And so I'm going to ask you a couple of questions here, and I'd love to get your feedback on this, ladies, if you relate. Number 1, do you ever get annoyed when friends that maybe you haven't seen in a while come up to you and say, oh my gosh, we haven't seen you in forever. Where have you been? Do you ever get annoyed when you encounter people and that's what they say to you? Post a number 4 in the comments. Next one, litmus test here. Do you ever cringe when your mother says, oh dear, you're just so busy? Does that ring a bell? Post a 5 in the comments. Jen, okay, cool. And last bit of a test here is, do you ever really just friggin' get tired of feigning, oh, everything's great, when people ask, how's business going? Jen, I know you're there. Awesome. I ask those questions, ladies, so that you know that you are in the right place. And this is a discussion that you're going to stick around for. If you are new to our community, I want you to know that my name is Heather Petherick, and I am the soul and sass behind this amazing private Facebook community for female business leaders of style, wit, and substance. And clients come to me naturally to sift and sort through the inevitable challenges that you encounter as you rise through the leadership ranks, growing your business, leading your team, so that they don't get emotionally hijacked by those challenges, can make smart decisions to truly grow the business and enjoy what they are creating. Now, today we are talking about the sneaky ways, the 3 sneaky ways that you will often suffer from that success. And it's something often we don't talk about because everybody thinks, oh, we've got it all figured out, we're perfect, we're leaders, we're successful, we don't have any problems, which is actually very false. So it all boils down to this. All of the ways that we suffer from our success really stems from this lower level sense of guilt, okay? Guilt from wanting more in our business or from our career. Guilt from wanting more from our team. Wanting more from our income, hells yeah. Maybe it's wanting more in our relationships, or wanting more in our experiences in life in general, or more from our level of impact. Post to number 7 if you feel any level of guilt for wanting more, or if you resonate with someone saying, oh, geez, why do you want so much? Why can't you just be happy? Has anyone ever said that to you? I see some thumbs up. Absolutely. So the ways that we can suffer, sneaky ways we suffer from our inevitable success. Hey, Ashley, you are here. And Shannon, fantastic. There are 3 sneaky ways that we suffer from this guilt, from wanting more, which comes naturally when we are in a position of leadership, whether it's entrepreneurial leadership or whether it's corporate leadership. So the 3 ways, grab your pen. The 3 ways that we often suffer from this simmering guilt is number 1, withdrawal. Now, what do I mean when I say withdrawal? I mean that withdrawal, it comes from knowing that at some level you are different. Not everybody gets it. They don't understand what you're creating and what you're going for. And so you start to withdraw from your network, friends, family, maybe even close relationships. And you start to really keep a secret or not sharing what your true vision, your big vision and plan is, because you're afraid of being criticized, or you're afraid that there's going to be naysayers, doubters, and critics out there. They're going to poop all over your plan. Hey, Sarah, thanks for being here as well. So you start to withdraw, right? And this is where we start seeing, maybe not hanging out with that group of peers that has long been our besties. We're starting to withdraw for them because you realize that you are growing to a new level and they're not on the same trajectory. The problem with this natural withdrawal is that it means that you are getting cut off from necessary inspiration, support, ideas, creativity. But it means that you also need to find a new group of people that get it at that new level. So the first way that the sneaky way that you are going to suffer from this lonely leader guilt is in the natural behavior of withdrawing because people aren't getting it, and pinching yourself off from the very support and inspiration, guidance, and mentorship you need to be effective. That's the first way we suffer. The second way that we suffer is in carrying this low-level resentment. Low-level resentment. That's the suffering form of number 2. And what I mean by that is coming back to that comment where you encounter friends and colleagues and they say, oh, where have you been? What have you been up to? We never see you anymore. Or your mom's, giving you that backhanded comment, oh, you're so busy, dear. That often can create this feeling of anger, resentment, irritation, because you know that they just don't get it. And we all know that tone of voice, right? When someone says, oh, where have you been? We never see you again anymore at, book club or our coffee clatch or, whatever the behavior used to be where you hung out. Is it that comment implies that what you are up to is somehow more important than they are or your relationship. And it's that guilt trip that creates that low-level resentment and anger, and in some cases the feeling of like, oh yeah, well, screw you kind of thing. I would love for you, if that resonates, post what are we at? Number 8. If you feel that irritation, anger, or low-level resentment that starts to bleed into those old relationships. How are we doing? Okay, I'm going through my notes. So that's the second way, sneaky way that we are going to, oh, Ashley, yeah, okay, awesome. Thanks for the feedback. Posted a number 8. So that's the second way that we are often going to suffer from our success. And here is the third and final one that I wanted to share with you. The third one is an eroding level of confidence. And what I mean by this is number one, you realize you're starting to withdraw from old community, old networks and supports. Number 2, you're starting to get irritated with those old relationships because they don't really understand what you're up to and where you're going to. And thirdly, this compounds in you starting to erode your sense of self-confidence because you're isolated, you're irritated, and you begin to believe the false thinking that says, wow, maybe I do want too much. Wow, maybe I am just a dreamer and I'm delusional. Everybody's, doubting what I can do. Or maybe it's true, I do want too much. Or maybe I'm being a snob because I'm not hanging out with my old friends. You start to chip away at your confidence precisely when you need the most confidence in your career and life because you're really going for it. And this is truly one of the most painful ways that leaders begin to suffer as they experience more and more success. Resentment, withdrawal, and a diminished level of self-confidence because you start to buy into that false, shitty thinking that maybe you're the problem. Post a 9 if that resonates with you, ladies. So, the reason I'm sharing this with you is because as leaders, nobody tells us about this stuff, right? We think differently, we have bigger dreams and ambitions, and we have a higher level of commitment. Ashley says, number 9. Okay. The reason I'm sharing this with you ladies is because nobody tells us these things before we set out in our career, in our business, to create big impact, to create bigger income, to create our empire. Nobody tells us this shit. And so we often suffer in isolation, thinking we are the problem. We don't have any friends and nobody gets it. I want you to know that I get it. And the community here in our private Facebook group, we get it because we are living this same trajectory. But what is the solution? So in my promotion of today's Facebook Live Friday, I promised that I would share with you 2 ninja strategies to help ease this suffering, the anger, the withdrawal, and the eroding confidence. So that's what I'm going to share with you right now, is the 2 solutions. First solution is a reframe. Okay, write that down, reframe. And what I mean by a reframe is that when people come to you and they say those comments like, where have you been? What are you up to? How business is going? Those ones that kind of get your hackles up. It's an opportunity for you to really look for a level of discernment and a bit of a reframe. Thanks, Danny, for the thumbs up. What I mean by this is know that there are going to be 2 camps of people that you encounter as you are going for it in your career and business. The first camp is one who is truly curious. They love you, they want to be encouraging and supportive, but they may see you really evolving and growing up to a new level, and they're afraid of being left behind. That's one camp you're going to encounter. The second camp, which I'm sure you are well attuned to, is this: a camp that is jealous. Rather than being curious, they are jealous of the success that they see you experiencing. They are suspicious of how the hell is she doing that, and why isn't it possible for me? And by extension, they become maybe passively, aggressively, or overtly critical of your efforts. Anybody? Hearts? Thumbs up? Okay, I'd love to know. Can you clearly look in your life and the experiences you've had even recently and discern between group A, the truly curious but encouraging and maybe fearful that they're being left behind, and group B, who is more the jealous, the suspicious and critical camp? Camp A, Camp B, who can relate? Awesome, Ashley, that's cool. So when I say a reframe or a level of discernment, it's really when we field those comments and questions from community, friends, colleagues, family members, instead of just assuming everybody is out to get you, it's an opportunity to pause and really ask questions. Ask questions to really look for, are they the encouraging type that want to come along with me and can continue to be my raving fans and supporters? Or are they the type that I do need to protect myself, shield myself from, and continue to withdraw from? That's what I mean by this first ninja strategy of really looking for a level of discernment. Because the truth is that there are going to be some people that really have that are really heartfelt, that truly want to be your cheerleader. And so you need to really identify who needs to be withdrawn and who needs to be brought along in your journey, okay? Second ninja strategy that I wanted to share with you ladies is this, is that truth is that there is going to be a natural weaning process, a natural culling of your network, your friendships, and personal relationships as you are becoming a powerful, empowered feminine leader. You know, it makes sense. As we grow and evolve and our thinking grows and evolves, so too must our relationships. You know, it's kind of like when you're growing up. There are shin splints that happen when you are, 12, 14, 16 years old. And that can sometimes be a painful process, but it is a necessary process to break apart and create new, stronger formations. That's really the opportunity that you have here. So even though this feeling, the ways that we suffer from our success of anger, withdrawal, and resentment, and eroding confidence can feel painful, it's actually a necessary growth process for us and our relationships on the road to success. Hey, Chantel, you're joining us as well. So the second ninja strategy is this. Know that you need to give yourself permission to go through this culling, screening process and reassignment of who really comes along with you on the road to your success. And what that looks like is doing things like having candid conversations with those people that are in your circles, identifying whether they're in the camp A, the curious but encouraging, or the B, the critical and jealous. Number 2, it's about creating strong boundaries about who gets your time and attention and who is worth coming along the journey with you. It also requires that you begin to ask more directly for what you need as an empowered feminine leader. And finally, it requires that you get really good at dropping those old good girl people-pleasing tendencies, because you know that not everyone is going to be coming along the journey with you. Not everybody deserves to have a piece of what you're creating, whether that's socially, financially, relationship-wise, energetically, at many different levels. Aubrey, you're here as well. So we're really just getting to the end of the 2 ninja strategies I wanted to provide to you ladies as a lonely leader that may be experiencing guilt because not everybody gets what you're up to. You have a big vision and you're really committed to it. And sometimes you can feel guilty because you want more or want differently than the people you've been hanging out with. So I would love to know what your thoughts are now, ladies, on anything that I have shared. The 3 sneaky ways that you can suffer as you're experiencing more success, which again are withdrawal, simmering resentment, and eroding confidence, and the 2 ninja strategies to really rally the support. I want to talk a little bit more as you're posting your comments and reactions, ladies, a little bit more about this final solution, which is knowing that there's going to be a natural shift and evolution in your support network. You know, if you are feeling like a lonely leader, and if this topic really resonates with you, then I want you to know really that there is an opportunity for you here. I have been very privileged in my career as a coach to coach and support lonely leaders as they rise up the ranks, but not only that, for me personally to participate in coaching and mastermind opportunities that have changed the way I do business and the way I support my clients. And I am incredibly committed to creating an opportunity for leaders like you to have the same level of support, guidance, inspiration, and community that I've been the benefit of. Our Facebook group is a great place to start, but when you truly are going for it, you need a more intimate opportunity. And that's what I'm creating this year in 2018, is an opportunity for 12 unshakable leaders to really come together in a high-level mastermind and tailored coaching program that we can work together. Ashley says, withdrawal and eroding confidence resonates so much with me, and I had no idea how to articulate that. Appreciate you bringing clarity. Comforting to know that I'm not the only one. Lady, no. You are not the only one that suffers from that. So as I wrap up today's Facebook Live Friday about the 3 sneaky ways you are suffering as you are experiencing success and ways that you can give guilt the finger. Number 1, know that it's time to reassign some of those relationships and really make smart decisions about who gets your time and attention. The second piece is, as a smart businesswoman, as a leader, you now have the obligation, you are required to find the right collection of people who get it, who are your staunch supporters, cheerleaders, and can elevate your thinking and inspire continued evolution and growth. You know, I'm reading this book. I posted about it on Instagram. I'm reading The Book of Joy. I don't know if that's backwards for you. It is backwards. The Book of Joy from the Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu. And there was one of the genius things that the Dalai Lama shared that I wanted to pass on to you is that as we are growing and evolving, it requires that so too do our relationships, our communication, and our habits. It's not a bad thing. We are not wrong. But it does require that we make smart decisions about who gets our time and attention. You know, when we think of it this way, when you move geographically, you also need to move your relationships. When you evolve professionally, so too do you need to move and reassign how you relate, who you communicate with. So that's really, I really want to underscore the importance of this, is if you are experiencing these symptoms of being a lonely leader, it is your job, honey, to find your group of people so that you don't continue to erode your confidence, withdraw from the support that you need, and live with this, simmering resentment for the people in your life. The fastest way forward is to find a high caliber community of women who get it, who are thinking at and beyond the level you're currently at, that can pull you up and cheer you on in your path to success. So, if that resonates with you, I encourage you to private message me. Maybe it's a fit that you join the private community that I am putting together for 2018. It will change the way that you do business and life, and I promise you, the women who are coming together in this private mastermind and coaching experience will likely become your dearest friends and closest collaborators for years to come. It is really a rare opportunity that we get an invite or access to the type of community that I am pulling together from my current, past, and future clients. So if that resonates with you, private message me. We'll see if it's a fit. Ashley says, thanks for the reframe reminder. It's something I too learned in coaching, but it's hard to consciously put into practice. Any recommendations? Yeah, quick recommendation for you, Ashley, as we're wrapping up. When you're doing that reframe, looking for discernment, often we get very defensive when we get used to being defensive when we hear that, oh, we haven't seen you in forever, or you're so busy, or how's business going? know that those questions are your trigger. They are the flag to remind you, number one, not to immediately get defensive, but take a breath. Take a breath, a pause, and remember this is an opportunity for discernment, not defensiveness. And begin to ask. I appreciate you asking. I'm wondering, why is that important to you? Or what are you thinking? Or what do you see in what I'm doing? Ask them questions to really begin to see, are they jealous and critical? Or are they truly wanting to be encouraging, be supportive, and come along on the journey? Okay, so when you get those triggering questions, take a breath and have a conversation to look for that level of discernment. I hope that helps you. Ashley, would love to know your feedback on that. So ladies, checking my time. Woohoo! Perfect timing. If you are watching the replay, please post your comments and questions below. You know that I watch those as they come in throughout the day if you're watching the replay, and I respond as much as I possibly can to support your journey. Thanks for being here, ladies, and listening to the 3 sneaky ways that you are suffering as you are experiencing success, and 2 ninja ways that you can give guilt the finger. Thanks for being here, ladies, and have a great snowy Friday. Take care.